Hey, I'm Anthony Romano, and this is going to be a quick video giving you some tips for bulking while you're using intermittent fasting. So, trying to make this one quick. I have other videos on this topic that are longer, but let's get into it, and if you can like it, that will make YouTube show my videos to more people, and that's all you have to do to help me grow my page. Besides that, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, and leave me some comments. I'll do my best to get back to you. Let's go. So, many of you know me for ketogenic diet videos, and this video is going to be aimed at people who are on either a keto diet or a carb diet, right? But one thing you do have to know is that intermittent fasting will make your body make more ketones, okay? The fasted state and the keto state are the same thing, because if you're not eating anything, you're not eating sugar. And cutting out sugar is the only requirement for ketogenic metabolism, okay? Cutting out all carbohydrates, but they all turn into sugar in your bloodstream. So, in general, this is all that's required for keto, but I just wanted you to know that. So, now let's get into some tips here, okay? For starters, a lot of people are worried about if they can't hit their calories while they're intermittent fasting, right? That's a big thing. You have to realize that calories are not the be-all, end-all of muscle growth. A lot of the big instigators of muscle growth are protein, okay? Protein is the biggest instigator of muscle growth, particularly the availability of leucine, which is an amino acid. It's in the BCAAs. But getting in enough protein is going to be more important than simply getting in so much total energy. Okay, granted, what extra carbohydrates, the insulin spike, can help you build muscle, but it's not entirely necessary for muscle growth. Okay, it doesn't cause, if you just eat a bunch of carbs, you're not going to gain muscle, you're going to gain fat, and you're just going to ruin your insulin sensitivity, which is going to make you have a harder time building muscle and an easier time storing fat. So you don't need to get bent out of shape about slamming all these extra carbs. In fact, you can raise the fats a bit and use that to add some more caloric density. But at the end of the day, don't get too bent out of shape about not hitting 3,000 calories, 4,000 calories if you're intermittent fasting. Because what you are going to be doing while you're fasting is raising your insulin sensitivity. So granted, this is a long-term practice that results over time, and after a couple weeks of intermittent fasting, you're going to be generally more insulin sensitive. But in the moment, you are going to be priming your body to uptake glucose and amino acids, because in the moment you're basically lowering your levels of insulin, and this makes your body more primed to take it up. So by intermittent fasting, then training, and then slamming your food, what you're going to do is you're basically going to be really priming your muscles to take up more amino acid and glucose, because what you're actually doing is training the glucose transporters within your muscles and priming them to uptake glycogen and amino acids. So overall, that's something that's similar to carb backloading, but that's a great strategy right off the bat to actually get better muscle building results from intermittent fasting while bulking. So we have, don't get bent out of shape about calories, but if you are still trying to hit a calorie goal, of course add some more fats in, get a mix of carb and fat, and as long as your calories are adequate and not super sky high, you're not going to build as much body fat. You're going to build muscle. Now granted, you don't have to be in a super high surplus to get the muscle building results. Make sure you get enough protein. Now, how do we go about doing this and getting it all into several meals within a short time span? One great tip is to use a digestive enzyme. So digestive enzymes are one of the most important supplements that nobody talks about. Okay, and in a muscle building context, you're going to get better protein absorption if you have a digestive enzyme. It's not going to upregulate your levels of muscle protein synthesis, that's what steroids do, but it is going to help you absorb more of the protein. Okay, they're two different things. Now, this will also prevent bloating. It'll prevent misdigestion of food. And if you're using a carb-based diet and you're probably combining protein and carbs in the same meal, you absolutely need a digestive enzyme, because protein and carbs do not mix, okay? Protein digests in acidity and carbs digest in a more alkaline pH. So what happens is when you combine the two of them in one big meal, you are basically making something not digest properly. So another good tip could be that you space out the carb meals and the protein meals from one another within your eating window. Now, on the note of digestion, you also want to throw in some apple cider vinegar before your most carb-dense or most protein-dense meals of the day. This is, again, a luxury. You don't have to do it, but apple cider vinegar, although it tastes terrible, is going to enhance the breakdown of proteins and enhance the absorption of glucose properly and prevent excess blood sugar spikes. So, essentially, in a bulking context, if you are, again, mixing lots of foods together, you will get better protein absorption and digestion if you add in the apple cider vinegar, and you're going to get better usage of the carbs that you may be eating. Now for the hard gainers here, okay, if you are a hard gainer, chances are you probably have lower blood iron and anemia, right? So essentially, this means your body's ability to build and oxygenate blood. And if you can't build blood and oxygenate it that well, you can't do anything in your body that well. You have to fix anemia if you're low iron. Watch my videos on this. But in general, one way to do this is to, of course, get more, of the red meats in. Of course, get more heme iron-rich foods. Granted, if you're not eating animal foods, you're gonna have to find another way around this. I have a lot of vegetarians that will eat more eggs and things like that, but even then you would have to supplement with a vitamin C and some B complex vitamins to enhance the absorption and oxygenation of blood. But there's bigger videos I have on this. So if you're a hard gainer and you already have, low blood iron, you're definitely going to need the apple cider vinegar, because a lot of people, especially if they're low iron, have low stomach acidity. So this, again, necessitates the apple cider vinegar. At the end of the day, just make sure you focus on getting enough protein, getting adequate calories. Doesn't have to be a super surplus. Use some fats in your diet to boost the caloric density, because they're 9 calories a gram, carbs are 4. And adding in so many carbs that are endless amounts is just going to ruin your insulin sensitivity. And intermittent fasting, the primary reason it works is because it enhances your insulin sensitivity, because you're going spans of time without eating anything, but particularly no carb, no sugar. So that is it for this video, okay? I tried to make this one quick, trying to get some other quick videos out here so that people can just be brought into the door and understand all these other important sophisticated fitness topics, okay? So watch my other videos, okay? Like this one and share it to somebody who needs this advice, and even to your social media feed, okay? And follow me on Instagram and hit me with some questions down below, and I'll do my best to get back to you. Thank you for watching. I'm Anthony Romano, and also go to my website for consultations, coaching, and programs. Peace.